Welcome back, everybody. After a couple days delay, this episode has finally been created. Got so much to catch up about. Let's get down to business. Coming up on the show, we have got Scrummy Paul grovelling and apologising for doing the show so late and making lots of excuses. We will be discussing Plymouth Albion's result away to Sedgley Park. As usual, we'll be looking closely at the results all across National League One and how that's all affected the league table. And then we'll be looking at fans news, the life of Scrummy Paul. And this time around, we haven't got any news again from Livy. Maybe she's just given up on the podcast. No, she hasn't. This is as if she's not feeling very well. And I'm recording this very late on a Wednesday, so she has gone to bed. But much to look forward to, everybody. Welcome back to It's Always Scrummy and Plymouth. I apologise for the couple of days delay. I've just had a busy week. I'm a full-time teacher. I've not been too well. Yeah, just been busy. I've had messages from people going, where's the episode? Where's the next episode? Want to hear about Albion? But yeah, I've been just very busy, and I don't want to just carve out episodes that I won't be happy with. Okay, thought about not doing this episode, but no, after much demand from the fans, this is what you want. You don't want to hear me talking about job, stuff like that. You want to hear me talking about Plymouth Albion, because Plymouth Albion are rocking at the moment. They are flying high at the top league. So that's why I'm back. So it's always Scrummy and Plymouth. Make sure that if not already, to my new fans, if you're not subscribed on Spotify, please do. Apple Podcasts, YouTube, also follow the socials, Instagram and Facebook. So Plymouth Albion, another victory, big tricky victory on the road. A 26-50 victory away to Sedgley Park. And I wasn't there. Did not make the long trip up to Manchester. However, there's this thing called the YouTube. So speaking along the language of most of my listeners, yeah, the YouTube. Managed to sit and watch from home the whole game on BuzzSport. I tell you what, the coverage was fantastic. Better than what the BBC's carved out for years. I thought it was brilliant. Had replays and all sorts. So, do you know what? I'm pretty glad I didn't make the long trip up to Manchester. I will manage to watch the full game from the comfort of my own home. And I'm recording this very late on a Wednesday. I've managed to just watch the highlights back as well, because it's been a while. So managed to look through the tries. Brilliant. Hopefully more away teams manage to get highlights up as well from BuzzSport. So looking at the game then, few changes to the starting lineup. So you had Liam Bishop came into the front row for Big Jensen Borton. Assuming he's injured, wasn't in the matchday squad at all. Oscar Beckeleg out the squad, and we had in the second rows Joel Broadhurst and Freddie Stevenson. So whether Oscar's gone back to the Chiefs and he's staying there, we'll have to wait and see. The back row, we had Ben Murr came back into number 8, and in the backs, absolutely no changes. On the bench, we had Plymouth Albion's new signing from the Exeter Chiefs, Joe Bailey, and we also had Godfrey as well from the Exeter Chiefs. I had announced that he had joined. I don't know if that's one of those players who joined early in the season and then kind of forgot about, because there's been a few that have joined and then we haven't sort of seen much of them. So I don't know whether they joined and then go back or just a few have stuck around. But yeah, Joe Bailey, a second row, I think he's capable of playing on the flank as well. So whether he's coming to replace Oscar Beckeleg, only time will tell. The game itself then, Plymouth Albion really grinded this one out. So Sedgley Park away. Sedgley Park are no mugs. They're sort of plodding away in the middle of the table. And yeah, 50 points, 8 tries away from home is no mean feat. Conceding tries early on again. All I want for Christmas is for Albion to stop conceding tries in the first 2, 3, 5 minutes of a game. But yeah, Albion went down quite early doors and then they just pulled away. The conditions, from what I wasn't there, as I said already, but the conditions looked awful. And looking at some of the comments on the socials, I think maybe you couldn't quite tell how bad it was. Albion didn't really do anything fancy this whole game. They just got on and got the result. Lots of tries. There was from lineouts. There was within the forwards. Ben Moore getting a hat-trick of tries. That sort of tells you really what the game was like. Dan Pullinger, front row forward, another person getting a try from a scrum that we just drove him over the line and Benno touchdown. Then a couple tries, one from a quick tap and go from Jack Alton, and then another one where we had the penalty advantage. Jack Alton spinning the ball out wide, really wide, taking the gamble. Shea Cornish tapping it down with his foot like Lionel Messi-esque, and then just not making a knock on and just touching it over the line. So yeah, many different types of tries. And then towards the end of the game, when they were chasing the game a lot, Sedgley Park, that opened up a lot of space for us guys, and we managed to run in a few. Harry Legg come off the bench, making gaps, making lots of things happen. Big Ben, struggling with a surname with Big Ben, but he looks a really good impact finisher from the bench with his size. But yeah, Albion didn't really do fancy stuff, just got this result over and done with. If I had to be critical of Albion, a couple soft tries. So one try was one of our players, I'm not going to call out names here, catching it, not making touch, missing a tackle, and then their winger, I forgot his name now, their winger for Sedgley Park, made 300 appearances, running in through too many players and then swinging for that try. But that was all led really from a poor kick from the back. And then another one when there was a grubber kick through, black communication and just making a mistake really, a couple of our players at the back and allowing them to score tries. So saying that with the criticism, I do believe really the tries that Albion are conceding are really easy fixable. Our tries and how we're managing games and how we're controlling games is really impressive now. I was concerned like a month ago after the Blackheath game. I talked about how I felt maybe we were lacking leadership and we were lacking really control of games. I think we have gone completely opposite way now. We are always controlling games. We are really managing games. We are always now the team that's in control. Against Rotherham, against Sedgley. Sedgley, we pulled away. We had a bigger lead on them. Couple soft tries, and at this point I was looking at the scoreline thinking, ooh, only one try in it now. This could get interesting. But Albion don't seem to panic now. They control the game. Once again, pulled away, and then they got the victory. Before, I felt maybe we were a type of team that would be affected by those things, but we're not. And that is the most pleasing thing to see now, that we look like a mature team. We grab the bull by the horns and we control games. A lot of this, I think, really is now actually just due to key players are really performing now. So actually looking at the team, I can't recall really Jack Alton playing better than he is right now. When I look at him as a scrum half, he just looks really the complete scrum half. If I had to compare him to like a Premiership player, it reminds me a lot of Ben Spencer. You know, Jack's not a darter. He's not just someone who box kicks us. He does a bit of everything. And he scores tries, creates tries. He makes things happen. I was describing him to a friend who's not watched much of Plymouth Albion, and Jack's almost got that sort of Sevens player vibe about him, or like a Fijian vibe about him. One of the tries, as I stated earlier on, you know, we had a penalty advantage, and he's flinging passes really wide. That's setting people up. The week before against Rotherham, box kick from the base of a ruck, cross field, setting up tries, and then the darts, you know, quick penalties. He's really having a huge effect on games, and he's creating points from it. Ewan Jenkins, not his best game really, or most glitzy glamour game, but still kicking for the corners, kicking when it needs to be kicked, putting them under pressure, playing that territory game. We have that control. We have that bit of sparkle about in our team now, where you go, do you know what? It looks more professional than maybe it was before. It just looks professional. It looks top quality. And again, seeing Ben Moore back getting 3 tries, you start to look at number 8, number 9, number 10 is top quality. I don't think teams in National League One can match those three positions. I remember seeing an interview with Clyde Woodward about the British and Irish Lions, and he's saying, to win in New Zealand, you need to have your world-class players at 8, 9 and 10 for a series over 3 games to win that. I sort of compare that really to Plymouth Albion. If we're going to win the league or get into those top 3 positions, get promoted, it's really essential that we have Ben, Jack and Ewan all fit, available and playing well. And on top of that, a look at our front row. Our scrum is really holding up well. We've got experience in that front row. We've got, Liam Bishop came in, played a really blind of a game. So you look, we've got Jensen, we've got Wilkinson, we've got Pullinger, we've got Bishop. We are stacked in that front row, and those positions are absolute gold dust. And then the backs are the backs. We know that we've got quality out wide. Shay Cornish looks like he's full of confidence and he's beating players for fun. Bobby Wingington scores tries for fun all the time. Oscar Stewart being a bit quiet in terms of try fronts, but we know how dangerous he is. And Archie Hill as well is looking like he's banging form. Harry Legg comes off the bench and makes stuff happen. We've got competition. And I think that's really showing now, and that we're starting to see that's bringing the best out of the players. Looking at Joe Bailey, new signing from Exeter Chiefs in second row / back row, looked a big lad. He's played in the Premiership Cups for Chiefs. Looks like a really youngish experience at a higher level in terms of Prem Cups player. Really exciting addition to the squad. And I cannot wait to get down to the Brickfields this weekend. So, having said all that, the Always Scrumming Plymouth man of the match, the prestigious It's Always Scrumming Plymouth man of the match, was back-to-back weeks, was Jack Alton. Captain Jack is playing absolute blinders at the moment, and I am loving it. Looking at the results from across National League One. So, Bishop Stortford 33, Dings Crusaders 26, tight 1 there. Clifton 12, Tunbridge Judeans 28, Leeds Tykes 17, Birmingham Moseley 42. So Birmingham Moseley have been struggling. New head coach making a big impact straight away. Leicester Lions 13, Rossum Park 26. So that was looking at a close game for quite a long time. I've been watching those closely, and it looks like Rossum Park over quite a few games now are starting fairly, slowly and sort of conceding lots of points. Then they kind of finish games off towards the end, but not blowing away Leicester Lions there. But yeah, Rossum Park just sort of bobbling along there. Big game here, Rams 31, Rotherham 35. So Rams 5 tries to Rotherham's 4 tries there. So Rams, unfortunately, not quite doing us a favour. But when at the time it was a huge victory for Plymouth Albion winning at Rams. But looking back on it, I wasn't impressed by Rams. Didn't look like a top team. So great for Rotherham that they've managed to grind out a victory there, but just about, and then having lost to us, looking possibly a little bit dodgy there, which is good news for us. Another big game, Sale 26, Blackheath 21. So really close game there, and Blackheath just falling short away to Sale. And then Sedgley Park 26, Plymouth 50. So how does this leave the league table? Rotherham are still top. They have got 50 points. Second place is Rossum Park, just narrowly behind on 49 points. Then we've got ourselves, Plymouth Albion, back into the playoff position of third place on 46 points. Then Sale, fourth on 45 points. Blackheath in fifth on 43 points. Then it jumps down to Rams on 37 points. Tunbridge on 36. Sedgley Park 30. Bishop's also 30. Clifton on 29. Leeds Tykes on 20. And the bottom 3 the automatic relegation people are Birmingham Mosey on 20 points, Dings on 18, and Leicester Lions on 15. So Dings down the bottom now. I was just looking closely at when we play them. We play them, I think it's January the 17th. So that is the weekend before the Six Nations starts. So there's no Premiership games. So we could potentially be playing at the bad time when they get a lot of Bristol Bears players involved. So I'm looking a bit anxious about that one towards the future. So this weekend's fixtures coming up. So having a look, Birmingham Mosey are home to Clifton, so a big one down the bottom there. Blackheath are home to Leeds Tykes. Dings are home to Leicester, so another big one down the bottom there. Biggest game, really, again, I think I said this a few times, involving ourselves. We are home to Sale, so third versus fourth. Sale, again, just on banging form, just plodding along really nicely. One of their players from this season played for Sale Sharks today in the Champions Cup, managed to get on the score, get a try as well. Rossum Park are home to Rams, another interesting one there. Then Rotherham are home to Sedgley Park, and then Tunbridge are home to Bishop Stortford. So many exciting matchups there. And this round of fixtures will be officially the halfway point. So Plymouth Albion would have played every team once now. So moving into the second half season, going to be really interesting. Fans news. As per usual, not as much juicy stuff on away days because there's not as many fans there. I miss the days of the home fixtures when people moaned about pasties and megaphones and all that kind of stuff. They Albion are doing really well, so it's all very positive at the moment. But let's have a little dive into one or two comments that have caught my eye, and we'll discuss a bit more of Scrummy Paul news. So, first comment here by Graham Norton. Who knew? Who knew BBC's and Eurovision presenter Graham Norton was a fan of Plymouth Albion? Who knew? So what's Graham Norton saying there? Cracking result, lads. Awesome. Looking forward to the last home game before Christmas at Fortress Brickfields. So Graham, my Irish friend, yes, I guess that Fortress Brickfield has been said a lot over the past. But really, I did think we haven't lost at home yet, have we? We've lost 3 games on away from home. We are undefeated at home and we're getting 2,000 people in. So, yeah, big game this weekend at home to Sale. Get yourselves down there. Last one before Christmas. So there's only the one in December. But, yeah, I've missed it. I've really loved going to the Brickfields. It's been great. I've got a few extra friends that are going this weekend as well. There just seems to be a really great buzz about it. So, yeah, bring your nan, bring your dog, invite everybody. Get yourselves down there for the last big one before Christmas. And if you are planning on going, and I don't know, if you see me around, say hi. Say hi, all right? I'm not that person who goes around just chatting to everybody. It's not about, it's not about me. I don't want to be sort of sent attention. But if you see me, stay behind the third half. If you see me, have a chat. If you're lucky, I might get you a drink as well. So please, if you see me about, say hi, everybody. Next comment by Paul Steniford. That's a great scoreline, one to be proud about. Safe trip home. Keep pushing on and enjoying. So I think mentioned Paul's made a comment before. He's really passionate about them just enjoying themselves. All right, it is a great result, and one they should be proud of, and they need to keep pushing on. But I stop enjoying it. Like no. So this is high level rugby, and actually there's pressure now. Right? They weren't going out and enjoying themselves in that absolute little sideways rain up in Sedgley. All right, they were just grinding out the results onwards and upwards. Let's win the league. Let's get out the championship. Let's enjoy celebrating that. Yeah, this ain't under 10 kids rugby. It's not all about the enjoyment. I hope you have a good time, but no. Hack it in, Paul. Hack it in. Okay, next comment. James Gilbert. Watched it on live stream. Always seemed in control despite the Tigers getting close in the second half. Then Albion turned the screw and piled on some late points. Well done, lads. Safe travels back. Yes, great point there. So, quite a few of the comments always talk about, oh, Albion's fitness showed in the end. I think it's almost a little bit insulting that. I think it's not just fitness. We're obviously a very fit team and we've done well with that, but I think it's such a lazy bit of an analysis that Albion have just are controlling games. We're playing in the right areas. We're making teams move around, and at the end, Sedgley they were trying to push to get the win, and that naturally just creates a bit of space. And when you got people like we've got our sort of bomb squad. We've got Big Ben coming off the bench in the centres. We've got Harry Legg coming on as well. We've got the lads from Chiefs coming off the bench. We've got a squad now. We've got a proper squad, and we are a really high class team. So yeah, Albion turning on the screw. It was, as I said, it's because of Sedgley really trying to push it, and that played into our hands. We managed the game well. That's game management. That didn't just happen by accident. So they're really all the comments that I've sort of seen on the show. So I've had a few people message me. So actually, one interesting comment, or one of many interesting comments. One person messaged me saying, so Scrummy Paul, you mentioned earlier in the series that you think Harry Legg is a player who could play at a higher level. However, he's struggling to get in the team at the moment. What are your thoughts on this? So I've thought about this quite a bit, really, and it's almost like Harry Legg is our Marcus Smith as such. Like, Marcus Smith was seen with England Rugby as his next big thing, and he was playing at fly half and moved to fullback, and he's fallen into that category of plays lots of positions. And yeah, I've mentioned before that I feel like he would be a centre, but I would say Oscar Stewart's really in a position where he's kind of undroppable. His form at the start of the season, he's quick, does everything really well. I don't think anyone, if you were picking a team out, would pick a team without him in it. It'd be someone really brave. And then Archie Hill is playing some of the best really rugby I've seen him play. He's really consistent. He's scored a try at the weekend. He's just a really safe pair of hands. And yeah, we've got that nice balance of people control games from 9 and 10, and then out wide we've got flair. Archie's kind of that bit of glue in the middle that has a bit of both. He's not a flair player. He's not just a stable player. He's like a bit of everything. So we've got like a real nice balance across the whole back line. But yeah, I don't know where Harry sort of fits in. He came in at fullback, and I don't know. I don't know. He's a really talented player, and he's one of those players. I think you have your best players in the starting team, and Harry, I do believe, is one of our better players actually. But he's not getting the team at the moment, and probably I don't see any of the players deserve to not be in the team. So it's a difficult one. But yeah, he's kind of like our Marcus Smith, I'd say, because he plays lots of positions, and I think moving forward, he kind of needs to knuckle down where he wants to play, really. But it's a tricky one. Next comment by Roger Ansis. A big time listener, Roger is. So, Roger, my listener from the southeast, always leaves lots of really good comments as well. So, thank you for that, Roger. So, what we got here? It's always growing perfect. It's all coming together, Paul, into a playoff place, best point difference in the league, and within striking distance of Titans, who have to go away to Rosslyn Park, Blackheath, Bishops, and Tunbridge. Need a win next week, though. Yeah, this Sale game, we need to win. We really, really, really need to win this game. And actually, once we do it, which I believe we will do, we are flying high. Another comment from Roger. Really enjoy the podcast. You're a fan first, which makes it real. Official podcasts are sometimes a bit too corporate for me. Keep up the good work. So thank you, Roger. Thank you. I am a fan and you're a fan, and all my listeners are fans. And actually, reminds me of Spotify Wrapped came out this week. So stats about Spotify, and really overwhelmingly, I got information that this podcast has, as obviously a brand new podcast, it has done better than 88% of brand new podcasts this year. So thank you guys for listening. It's a small podcast. I've got a real loyal little fan base for the fans who are appreciating it. And I appreciate you guys. I enjoy doing this, and I'm really glad that lots of people are getting a bit of a buzz from it. I'm informing people of some facts. I'm informing people of some incorrect facts, which I've been corrected by. But it's getting people talking about the club, isn't it? Plymouth Albion is a fantastic club. We've got a fantastic fan base. It's got a lot of history. It's got a lot of potential. I see Albion's got a fantastic future, and we should be talking about it. But yeah, thank you for your kind word, Roger. I'm going to go on the hat trick here. Roger's got a third comment, a really good one here. Great podcast. Interesting stats piece again. Agree, a lack of losing bonus points is a concern, and in the second half of the season goes like the first. I don't see much change in the top four. We do have home advantage with all the contenders except the Titans, and that might help. Throwing something else in the mix, of the current top four, I'm led to believe that only us and Titans meet the minimum standards for the champ. So Ross and Park and Blackheath may not be allowed to go up. Oh, and it's Judeans, not Judeans. Okay, so first bit, I've been calling it Tonbridge Judeans for quite a while. Then I've gone to Tunbridge Judeans, but apparently it's Tunbridge Judeans. So I've got both parts of it wrong. All right, so yeah, that's the problem of doing this by myself. I'm just getting all the names wrong. But yeah, really interesting fact. So as I discussed in previous episodes, top goes up. Second and thirds will go into a playoff and then play the team that is in a losing player from the champ. So how would that work? Let's say, for example, Rotherham finish top. They meet the minimum standards of the championship. They go up. Let's say if Albion finished fourth. I don't think we will do, by the way. But let's say we finish fourth. Do the second and third team, do they just go, no one goes up, there's no playoff? Or does it mean like that third and fourth would play in a playoff? What if the team that finishes top as Ross and Park, for example, and they don't meet the standards? Does second place go automatically up? Lots of questions to find out. I'm going to have to look into this, but really interesting point, and I don't have the answers. And wouldn't be surprised if the National League has the answers yet. They're probably just hoping that it's Rotherham and Albion go up. But yeah, interesting. Could we go by the back door? Maybe. So looking at more scrummy news here is from the one and only Max Venables. So the big cheese at Plymouth Albion, and it was a photo. I was a bit like, "Ooh, what's this going to be then?" So a photo of a can of Lynx Africa with the message saying, "Honky Tonk Wine Lounge knows class when they see it." So this refers back to on a couple of occasions now I have seen a can of Lynx Africa in the gents in the Stormforce marquees. Yeah, Honky Tonk Wine Lounge is doing this. Is this a thing across more places? I'm not aware of it. Do I just not get out enough? I'm speechless. Lynx Africa. It's not being continued. They're getting different, I was about to say flavors, different scents out. But yeah, maybe people are just going wild for it before it's gone. I don't know, but I like the fact it's grown on me. I love the fact that the Stormforce marquee do that. Was there any added to the ladies though? I don't know. There was complete from the Albion ladies. Another comment here from the one and only Dan Ward-Smith, Plymouth Albion legend, Premiership rugby legend. I've been doing Throwback Thursdays on the socials, been posting pictures of ex-players, and my latest one was Albion legend, former captain Danny Thomas, and on the photo, Dan Ward-Smith has commented, no one can drink off the breaker better than this man. Genetically designed with the correct bicep length and forearm flexibility to make it look like child's play. Rumour has it Danny Thomas's mum refused to breastfeed him so she can transition him to off the breaker at an earlier age. So, if you're not familiar with what off the breaker means, it's when you're downing a pint, when you have the pint glass like in your bicep, and you don't hold it, you sort of flex it in there, and you sort of drink it like that. Bit of a rugby that kind of thing to do. But yeah, interesting feedback there from Plymouth Albion legend Dan Ward-Smith. If teenage boy Scrummy Paul was knew that this was going to happen, like wild. And he hasn't stopped there. He also went back to an old picture, an old Throwback Thursday, one of Plymouth Albion legends, Lee Robinson, and said, also an actor with incredible range. all the way from Ivan Drago in Rocky 4, but he will probably be most fondly remembered for how he stretched himself in his role as Seabiscuit. So I can see the Seabiscuit resemblance, but yeah, Daniel Smith. Is he listening to the pod? If you are, mate, woo. But yeah, great that he's interacting on the socials. Maybe I could get him on. Since he's in, maybe I could get him on for an interview. I think he's living down in Australia or New Zealand, one of the two, running a gym. But maybe I could, if I can learn how to use Teams or something, or I don't know, FaceTime or something, maybe get an interview with him. But what does that sound like? Crazy. I have messaged a few of the current Albion players, and they are keen to have a little bit of an interview at some point, one or two of them. Won't name names. But yeah, hopefully that does happen. But yeah, I need to learn how to interview people first and figure all out. But yeah, hopefully, potentially some really exciting bits on the card there as well. And then finally, just a random scrummy story here. As many of you, my hardcore listeners, know, but my new listeners may not know, I am a secondary school maths teacher, and last week my school did a non-uniform day to raise money for local charities at Christmas time. And I wore my Perth Albion shirt. I thought, why not? You know, students know I do this podcast. They know I'm a Perth Albion fan. I thought, I'll come with my Albion kit, bit of a laugh kind of thing. And there was an assembly on this Friday, and it was to do with mental health, men's mental health, because it was the month of November, all the November stuff. So a special guest speaker came in, and he did a talk, very hard-hitting assembly it was, about men's mental health. And he was a former Marine, and he talked about how his friend had taken his own life after his time in the forces. It's a very hard-hitting assembly, and the students were fantastic, paid their respects, and applauded him at the very end. And I stood near the front of the side, and the speaker, when he was getting clapped off, started walking towards me. I was thinking, okay, like, what's going on here, sort of thing. And yeah, I was like, he's definitely walking towards me. And then he put his hand out to me, as in like a handshake. And I was thinking, what's going on here? Like, I don't know. Maybe he's all emotional. And he came over and just shook my hands and went, love the podcast, by the way. Absolutely love the podcast. And this is whilst the whole assembly is still clapping, after this really hard hitting speech. He's coming over. People are probably thinking, he's having a real serious word or thanking me for something that I've helped out this assembly. So he just goes, love the podcast. I think it's brilliant. So he obviously was stood there doing the assembly. It was a hard hitting assembly. Saw me at the side in my Albion shirt and thought, I recognise that guy from YouTube or something. That's Scrummy Paul. I love that was potentially what was going through his head. But yeah, just thought I'd share that sort of wacky story because, yeah, my life's a bit bonkers every now and then. But yeah, that is fans news, and that is Scrummy Paul news. So that is what we've all got time for the show. Livy is unwell and she's in bed and it's very late at night. But just another apology. Apology. I'm so tired. I'm messing my words up. Another apology for leaving this late. Just had a lot on, guys, to be honest. In honesty, this is quite a lot of hard work. I enjoy it. It's tricky. But yeah, just with work's been very busy. I've been trying the best to carve these episodes out and get them out on the Monday morning. Most of you do listen to this on the Monday, but hopefully this will be a late week treat for you guys. So yeah, keep spreading the word about this. As I said, it's been really overwhelming. All that Spotify stats was really great, and that's all down to you guys. So thank you so much. Keep spreading the word. Spread it on the socials as well. Keep liking stuff. Make people aware of it. But most importantly, we have a huge game this weekend. All right, and we need the fans there. We need the fans there. If we can beat Sale this weekend, we are well on for a really interesting second half of the season. And again, as I said, if you see me down there, guys, in the third half or something like that, or during the game, just say hi. Just say hi. Really want to get to know more of you guys. Really want to interact with many of you as possible. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Say hello to me. I'm a little bit shy myself, but yeah, please say hi to me. But yeah, great one, guys. I'll be back to normal. So next episode will be out on the Monday. Then we've got a game away at Clifton. I'll be on the train with that one. Looking forward to it, going along with my friends. The analysis of the game after that one night might not be class because at 9 o'clock on a train, you'll be hearing the that'll be going on early doors. All right. But yeah, most important of all, guys, keep it green, keep it cherry, keep it white. Albi.